Hi everybody. I just wanted to show you some things in the little town where I live. I live in a town called Moscow, which is down on the Ohio River. It's about 40 minutes from Cincinnati. And one of the things we have in town is this really big tank at this memorial park. I just wanted to show you how big this tank is. I'm only about come up to where its wheels or its tread is. This is a really big tank that's part of a memorial park we have here in town. So now I'm going to show you a couple other cool things we have in our town. All right, this is probably my favorite place in Moscow, the little town in Ohio where I live. This is called the Fee House or the Fee Villa. Back during the Underground Railroad, when slaves would come up, they would escape from the people who had them, and they would come up through Kentucky, which is on the other side of the river. They would have people bring them across the river because once you got to Ohio, you were free. So what would happen is this was one of the safe houses. So the slaves who had escaped would come up to the Fee House and they would hide out here waiting for the next person to take them further along what was called the Underground Railroad. But what is really cool about this house is if you go into the cellar or the basement, there was a tunnel underneath the house that would connect this house to the house that used to sit right there across the street. So even if someone came after the slaves here because they knew that's where they were hiding, they could escape into a different house across the street. So I thought that is a really cool part of the history we have, being such an important part of the Underground Railroad. Let's take a walk down here by the river. So this is the Ohio River, and a lot of you, if you're in my class or Mrs. White's class, you know the Ohio River. It's right down by where we are in Price Hill. So I'm just, a ways east of you all. If I got in the river here, I could come right back down and be in Cincinnati. But right now the river is really high because this road is supposed to come all the way down here, and you should be able to drive around and come out the other side, but the river is really high. I was looking for a barge or any kind of boats, but there's really nothing on the river right now. It's kind of calm and peaceful, but the water is really high. And right across there is Kentucky. So, yeah, we're gonna go take a look at another part of the river here in just a minute. All right, we'll be right back. So now we're down at a little park overlooking the Ohio River. Again, Kentucky's on the other side, and the river's really high right now. But sometimes I like to come down here and just sit and relax, be quiet, and just watch the river and watch the barges go up and down the river. And sometimes I like to come here and read a book. I did bring a book for us to read today, and this is one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors. And those of you who have been in my class remember Bling Blang, Hammer with the Hammer, and My Dolly, and Howdy Do. Those are all songs by a man named Woody Guthrie, and this book is another song by Woody Guthrie. So we're going to go ahead and look at this book real quick. And the pictures are by Kathy Jacobson, and they're just beautiful folk paintings by Kathy Jacobson. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me the endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. Look at that, there's a river going through there, and we've got a river right behind us here. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled and followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me a voice was sounding, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling, a fog was lifting and a voice was chanting, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said no trespassing. But on the other side, it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. In the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people. By the relief office, I seen my people. As they stood there hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forests to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Oh, that's one of my favorite stories. And Woody Guthrie's one of my favorite musicians of all time. All right, we'll be back in just a minute here. All right, so now we're going to try to sing the song. We just read the book, This Land Is Your Land. So we're going to give this song an attempt. One of my favorite songs. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking the ribbon of highway, I saw above me you all for visiting us as we did a quick little tour of our little village of Moscow, where I live, and we got to take a look at the Ohio River and read a story and sing a song. We will be back to talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.